What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for another episode of Loverly Long Dark Episode 2. We're doing our thing in here. We're in a new zone, although this new zone is kind of a comforting old zone, and so I know exactly where we need to go. Shepard, I keep waiting. Is it just me, or, like, do you keep waiting for Commander Shepard to go renegade on this shit? I don't know. I feel like when the old man is dying, like, an option's gonna pop up at, like, any second and be like, finish him. And then he's gonna be like, my name is Commander Shepard, and I do whatever the shit I want. And that's basically how I played my Commander Shepard. And be like, well, if you're not going to use the fame and the fortune and everything else to your advantage, I mean, what will you? You know what I mean? I know my way around this zone, so I don't think we're in too much trouble here. Couldn't loot anything from the old man's house. Down around this way, we should find... This is very comforting. I like being back in this zone. This is one of those zones that, like, you cannot kill me. I will not die in this zone. Like, you can't make it happen. If we follow this back this way, we should find our way to some railroad tracks. In addition, we've got some crows right there. That's going to be, what's-his-name's folly? I forget. There's a name for it. There's a dead guy over here, I think. Unless I'm completely and totally navigating wrong. I don't know if we have to worry about a bear out here. I suppose that's one of those things I probably should have verified. If we shot said bear, yeah, this is going to be what's-his-name's folly. I forget the name of it, but it's like some guy died over here. And so now we get to loot his stuff, because that's how nature works. You die, and I pick your bones for things that allow me not to die. It's only fair. The universe gave you bounty? Max's last stand, that's what it is. The universe didn't give you bounties, so technically it's not like your fault that you died. I'm not gonna blame you for it, alright? It's not your fault. It appears as though nature was kind of stingy. She was holding the hand close to her chest this time around. So since there's nothing on you, I'm gonna assume that you just got a bad stroke of luck. And never mind. I regret all the sad things I've ever said about you. Let's make our way to the trail tracks. You can do that pretty easily just by following with the rocks on your right from the hunting cabin. In addition, if you're trying to find your way back to the cabin, follow the train tracks down from the ski lodge all the way over to here, and then follow with them on the left-hand side, as far as I remember. I don't play the game much anymore because I've basically done everything there is to be done in Long Dark. However, that being said, it doesn't mean that I don't still remember those little remnants of my fun-filled adventures out here in the Canadian North. Now that see, I told you my directions were right. I'm pretty good at finding stuff in this game. Like, I get a little confused when I get out to, like, Timberwolf Valley and whatever, because in survival mode, there's really no reason to ever go out there. Like, I don't know why you would go to Timberwolf Valley. Like, just don't bother. But it's a death trap. You're just risking your life, and survival is all about, like, taking precautions and making sure you're being as efficient as possible. And Timberwolf Valley, there's no reason to, or Timberwolf Mountain or whatever the hell, no reason to go out there. I don't go out there at all if I can help it. That's a railroad track. Sometimes there's a dead guy over here with, like, a backpack. We'll see if that remains true for story mode over here in Wintermute and kind of see where that goes. I believe this leads... Yeah, this goes somewhere else. I don't recall exactly where that goes. I think it takes you to, like... I think it takes you to one of the new zones, but I don't remember exactly. I'd have to travel through there and see if I can recognize it by eyeballing. We got a little campfire on that side. Campfire wood, that is. If we follow this all the way down, on our left, there should be a dead guy in the woods over there. And then there will be a ski lodge over on the right, which I think is a fantastic place to start our adventure, because today is mostly going to be us finding the things that we need to find in order to survive long term. Now, this zone does have, like, a wolf infestation problem, largely because this zone is the kind of place... This zone is the kind of place where there's a bottleneck. The train tracks, they kind of narrow down and it goes through the mountains, and you kind of need to travel them to get to most of the places that you want to go to, so you are going to run into wolves at one point or another, but as long as you keep your nose to the grindstone, which seems really painful, but apparently that's an idiom for doing what you need to do, I guess. I suppose that I never liked that. I don't like painful idioms, man. Idioms should be painless. I feel like they should be, I don't know. Idioms should be like the verbal equivalent of morphine. That's the only way that they work for me. Let's continue down the road. So on the left-hand side, it looks as though our errant dead guy has been removed. Our coldness is getting a little bit high, and our stamina is perfectly fine. We're not encumbered at all, so I think I'm going to haul ass for a little bit. Just load that ass up in the truck, dad ass, and get it moving. It does look like there are some moderate changes. God, that's a beautiful view. I love the way that they've just used two colors for that mountain right there, and yet it just seems to fit. It's like a Bob Ross painting. It just looks good. Let's grab some sticks because, obviously, we're going to need to come sail away to a fire at some point. And so I think those will probably help out with the whole fire starting process, considering how cold we are. There we go. We only need like an hour of warmth in order to get our meters filled back in. But I'm kind of hoping there's going to be some new surprises that we got to deal with inside of here. There's going to be a wolf inside, so we usually want to find a gun before we go inside the dam, because Fluffy's going to be inside of there. Fluffy, if you don't know Fluffy, Fluffy is the meme wolf who lives inside the dam and messes with players relentlessly. Fluffy can be a pain in the ass, no lie. Fluffy can be sort of terrifying and come out of left field to really try to ruin your day from time to time. Not going to let that happen for right now. Let's get inside and see what we have available inside the ski lodge. There's got to be something good in here that we can use. And so we've got cans of dog food. We've got a new cooler graphic, which is pretty sweet. A bunch of sodas inside of there, as expected. Some fleece mittens sitting on the chair. We'll go ahead and throw those onto our manacles, our phalanges. We've got ourselves a crate down here with Aquapure, fishing line, fishing tackle. So it looks like fishing is going to be an option. Lantern fuel. Can't see super well right now, but it does look like the loot has been changed up in here. We do have a storm lantern, which is great. A couple of books never hurts, so we'll grab some of those books with a lint roller at the end, just in case you're feeling linty right now and you don't want to feel linty no mo. We've got a sewing kit right there, and so they basically started us off with the basics that we need in order to truck through. Inside of this kit right here, we've got nothing. It's been cleaned out, so that's going to be a bummer. With scrap metal and a little bit of, I think, sinew, we can make fishing rods, but I'm not going to focus on that too heavily. Ooh, a hatchet. Yes, absolutely. 100% yes. That good stuff that we want to find when we are scavenging. Beef jerky and some paper right there, because obviously if you're storing your objects, you put the beef jerky with the paper. A key to lake cabin number 2. Okay, good. Hopefully there are more keys inside of here. It looks like we're not going to be able to just waltz our fine asses inside of any of those locations anymore. We are 100% going to have to find new things in order to make that work. Is there anything back there aside from cobwebs? I don't see anything other than cobwebs. Some crackers back down in there. So far with what we've gotten out of this area, chances are that we only have enough food for a day or two. So we will more than likely want to hustle as far as getting stuff done goes. Oh, they've changed this up here, too. That kind of freaked me out for a second. There's a big skull up here now. That's a tad foreboding. I don't think I feel good about that. I like the paint cans that are laying around to just let you know that, like, yes, we've repainted. There's enough books in this place to where I feel confident that we're not really going to need firewood. I think books make a fire burn for, like, an extra hour or 45 minutes or something like that. Any clothing in here that's going to be useful? Hey, thermal underwear. Good. All right, some extra socks, sure. Anything that gets my resistance up, some trail boots, I will take that as well. We've also got a bedroll and a large trunk. Do this thing like Dumbo. Some ragged cargo pants. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to run some repairs out here. But I'm not ready to stop yet. Crunchy stuff and some sleepy time tea. Never tried sleepy time tea. I don't sleep much. I always have trouble sleeping. I don't know why. I'm just an energetic person, I guess. My energy level's always through the roof. Like, I'm usually up till about 4 in the morning working on video stuff, and then, like, I go to bed and I just lay there until the sun's out, sleep till about 11 or so, like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm usually good to go off like 4 hours of sleep. I don't know what it is. I'm sure that'll catch up with me at some point. Oh, there's some extra cloth right here, too. I will break that down. Let me go ahead and get that cloth up off here. We got to warm ourselves up anyways. What time of day is it? It's almost nighttime. Well, shit. Let's throw some of this clothing on then, just to make sure we stay warm. It's going to give us a little bit of resistance. Not a lot of anything until we get it all repaired up, but it's something. It'll help out a tad, and then we'll decide what sort of repairs we want to run on all these things as well. Now then, I have to repair my pants and my sweater, since that was what I had cloth for right now. We don't have a lot of extra things available, but that did bring us up ever so slightly on our resistances. So don't underestimate the power of, like, small repairs that you're able to do. Can I tear up the rugs? Can I tear up the chair? I can tear up the chair. That'll give me 6 cloth, and we could technically adventure out tomorrow. Let me see what my food stack's looking like right now. Not the best food stack. Not the best food stack. So things to think about along the way. Warmth is not that high either. I don't know if I have time to make it to an alternate location. I probably have time to cross the lake and go out there to some of those side cabins, assuming that there's not too many wolves lingering around. Wolves are basically this game's version of zombies. And so, yeah, there are a number of wolves out here that I think we're going to have to deal with. I don't like our chances right now. Don't like our chances at all. We can loop back around. If the wolves are on the front end of the lake, you can go down the railroad that way and loop back around if you're really that paranoid about it. And you can make it happen like so, but I don't know. You can also loop back over here if you want. That's also a valid option. And that may be something that I decide to try over here, just in case. If our coldness gets down too low, I have no problem starting a fire out here, although I don't know if we have any accelerant. So it might be a bit of a gamble trying to make that work. The lake trail back here should lead us back around to some of these cabins. And my ideal situation right now would be that we get out to the cabins, we salvage some of the mattresses to get some cloth, we fix up all of our gear to brand new, we spend the night there, and then we spend tomorrow scavenging down by the lake. I don't know what kind of time constraints we're looking at in saving. It doesn't look like we have a time constraint on this quest, and I'd be really surprised if they killed the old man, although I wouldn't put it past them. It could happen, I guess. It could occur, but it's not something that I'm going to count on along the way. Let me see what the wolves have decided to do once we get down here. Now that we're on this side of the lake, it does look like the wolves have mostly relegated themselves to the front side of the lake. I had like this panicky, terrifying feeling down in my stomach that they were going to try and like relocate everything around and they were going to be back over here once I tried to take the long way around. And that, unfortunately, was not something that I felt like dealing with right now. If we could find some cattail stalks to get us through the night, that would be the second part of this equation that I would feel really good about. In survival mode, they do appear to be a lot more prevalent, but for right now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have anything other than just like cattail leaves all over the place. I'm hoping that one of these guys over here is the one that we're looking for because the temperature does not appear to be super obliging at the moment. It's not being a willing participant in this whole experience. However, I think we can pull this back together. Are you number 2? Ah, you are number 2, so we got to find the key to number 1, it looks like. Either way, we found the place where we're going to be spending the night tonight, and so let's be thankful for it. We got a grape soda, a tin of coffee, trash can. What you got for me here? What you got going on? It's got nothing. Inside the crate on this side, I don't see anything either. Light switch is obviously not going to work. I don't even know why I checked that. Pork and beans and a little bit of sardines. Okay. I like it when my loot rhymes. That's one of my favorite things in the whole world. A couple of flares in case we got to scare off some wolves on duty right there. And everything else is looking okay. We've got an urban parka. That's actually fantastic. That makes me super happy. And it's in perfect shape, so we'll throw that on. These are super comfy. These are not lookers. Like, this is not like an outfit that looks good, but it is an outfit that will keep you super comfy. I need a knife to break that down. That's unfortunate. We got any cloth or anything else around here that I can tear up for right now? Looks like we got some socks up under the bed, and they are made of nature's blessed wool. Can I tear up this bed right here? No, I was hoping to get out here and get some cloth so that I could run some repairs for the rest of the evening, but it hasn't gone down like that. We also have a notification on the door right there. Okay. Ooh, there's a plastic container down here. I knew I was going to miss something. Sometimes they like to be a little sneaky. Ooh, ragged ski gloves. Probably not that helpful right now, but they will be helpful once I get them repaired. Yeah, even in their current state, they're better than what we've got, but I don't want to risk them breaking if I get bit by a wolf or anything, so I'm going to stay away from it for right now. Let's have a look at these Tozy guards. So these Tozy guards are actually especially good. That'll help us out with our temperature bonus. As I said previously, wool socks have better temperature. They hold temperature in better when they're wet. That's why you always want survival gear to be made out of wool or neoprene or whatever that shit is. Works. It goes over the top that keeps you dry too. But, oh, this one's actually open, so we can check this one too. Good. Open for business. Well, at least that gives me something to do for right now. A few more books, a few more little things. No gun up on the mantle, which is a downer. I was really hoping to get a firearm out of there. Who's throwing away perfectly good sticks right now? I feel like there's a very upset dogga around somewhere that's just like, who threw away my stick? Because there's very few things dogs love as much as sticks. Sticks are like that classic toy, you know what I mean? You can buy them all the plasticky toys on Earth, but at the end of the day, the stick is the one that always gets them. We got some cloth right there, which was one of the things I was hoping for. We don't have a whole lot of hydration sources. My thought would be that maybe we should boil off some water, too. That'll get some of the wood out of our inventory as well, and we can't start a fire inside. So you know what? Let's get outside, and we're going to take a little bit of a risk for right now. Don't know if we have accelerant or anything of the kind, but if I can get to the side of the building that protects me from the wind... So right here, where's the wind protection at? It said there was wind protection. This one's a little beat up right here, so I don't think it's going to do us much good. But yeah, I was hoping to get wind protection around here somewhere. Is it just taking its sweet time to show up? All right, so there we go. We will start a fire right back here where it's protected by the wind. We do have accelerant, actually. So let's go ahead and get that accelerant in there. We'll start the fire up with a 100% chance of success. We'll throw a book in there. A little bit of cedar firewood, some fir firewood. Frankly, I don't see a reason to hold on to like half this stuff. It's just weighing us down at the moment. So that'll give us some time to play around with. Let's get our water taken care of for a good long while before we do anything else. The fire duration is going down, but luckily we've put it in like a shielded location, so things are looking good right there. That'll be our 5 liters of water that we'll have going on for the remaining future. That'll allow us to maintain at least one of our meters before things go sideways. If I can cook up a can of beans, that'd be fantastic too, and we can convert some of that water into both tea and coffee in case we run into stamina issues along the way. Alright, and so just like that, we got ourselves into position to utilize this fire properly. We used up almost exactly enough of it to make a couple cups of coffee, get our food warmed up, and so let's sprint back inside now. We're going to be spending the night here. We don't really have much of a choice. I was hoping I'd be able to get more repairs in, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. That's the way it's going to go down. So let's drink our water. We'll get that sated and taken care of. We're looking good as far as our encumbrance goes. This is hot beans right here. Too hot beans. I'm gonna throw them in my mouth and lean. What's the point of eating beans if you don't lean like garishly to the side while you do it? You gotta celebrate in the fact that you have beans to eat. Like, that's the best part of beans. They are, after all, the musical fruit, so use them at your best advantage. With some of the gear that we picked up, we do have a couple of things we can put on us to make sure that we're a tiny bit warmer. Well, we don't have the cloth that we need in order to get some of this stuff repaired, so I would just start from the top of the list in all fairness, whatever we can get done right here. The toque, as far as I remember, gives you pretty good, for one repair and one cloth, I think you get a decent amount of mileage out of it if you use it properly, and so there we go. I think the toque does give you a whole bunch of warmth if you're able to use it. As far as going to sleep goes, we don't have, a whole lot of fatigue to get after, so I'll pass time for like 3 hours just to kind of get us there. And then I suppose I'll see you in the morning, in the manana. Okay, so we managed to go to sleep and wake up perfectly fine. Nothing bad happened to us in our sleep. You got to watch out for those roving Canadian boogeymen, those bastions of impoliteness that they are. Let's go ahead and we'll drink a couple cans of soda right here because that'll fill up both of our meters simultaneously. And then I will eat a crunchy bar real fast, even though it's moldy. That might backfire on me. We're all right. We didn't get food poisoning. Everything's good. Now let's see if the day is going to be a son of a bitch or if the day is going to be generous. Looks pretty good out here. It's a little cold, but I think we can work with that. I can deal with cold. It's when they start bringing in all kinds of wind shear and whatnot that it starts to get real nasty. Let's hit some of these fishing shacks out here. I think that's a great idea. I love to bother Shaq while he fishes. He has the best reactions to those situations. Because I'm an asshole, I do 90% of the things that I do in life just to see what the reaction from people is going to be. So first shack is up. We still have no visual confirmation of wolves anywhere. This worries me. Ooh, a hunting knife so I can tear up those pesky pillows and a bullet on the ground. That seems to imply that we may end up with a gun at some point. Good. Food. Food is the big thing I need. If I can't find food, this is going to be a real short trip because we are running out of caloric intake. I'm going to hit this one over here too, and we'll see if it's got anything nice for us. Then we'll cut back over this way, and there's actually another set of cabins on that side. And another set of cabins right there that we may be able to work our way inside of. It looks like the wolves have actually remained at their post there at the front of the lake. We'll keep that in mind for later so that we know to take the back route back over. Matches, candy bars, a water bottle. Yep, they're giving me everything that I need in order to get by. Man, game's being generous right now, so I think it's safe to say today is not going to be a son of a bitch. Although I'm going to knock on wood just to make sure that doesn't go sideways and wrong. I do have the ability to go fishing right now, should I desire to do so, but I'm going to save that for more desperate climbs. Let's head back across the lake this way. We'll hit those cabins over there. I just want to scavenge a little bit and make sure things are going to be all right, although realistically, I would love to be back at the Trapper by tonight. I got to look out for number one. If we can keep ourselves safe from the infection first and safe from starvation and hunger and all that kind of stuff, I think that's the best way to orchestrate this whole thing. Another fishing lodge up here. I also managed to get us like 1,000 calories worth of cattails, which is great. That's going to be a food enough to last us for a while. Now, we do have rabbits around, so I think the desperation of our situation is not going to be so terrible. I think we're going to be okay. Like, we can always just chase rabbits around in circles, throwing rocks at them until we accidentally hit one. Because for me, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to my hunting tactics. I seem to, I hit them when I hit them, man. I hit them when I hit them. It is what it is. So that's where we stayed last night. We can check these 2 cabins over here, although there's no guarantee that they're going to be open for us. I can go ahead and make a fire if I need to, although fire starting stuff seems to be limited at the moment. Cattail stocks are looking good, though, so that's fantastic. A few more lake cabins over here. Let's see if these ones are locked up tight or if they're good to go. That one's locked up tight. There is an argument to be made that we could just kick the door off the hinges. Wouldn't be that difficult to do. Average door, you hit it hard enough, it's coming off them hinges. I've done it before. It's definitely doable. Tomato soup over here. Some books, actually. I do want those because I am going to burn them because I hate knowledge. Knowledge is the worst. It keeps us from, you know, it keeps us from truly celebrating the glory of Chernobog's wrath the way that Chernobog expects us to. So, what's up with this note over here? Small note looks to have been left for someone in particular. Hard to imagine. A, I'm heading to the clear cut. Put some supplies aside for us away from prying eyes. If you need something, look for the old stump between log piles. The old stump between log piles. Okay. I will keep that in mind for later as well. We can harvest this cloth right here, which I think is a great idea. I think that's something that's going to carry us through over the long term, is getting our gear repaired. But we're going to wait till we have like those twilight hours where it's too late in the day to really do anything, but still too early to go to sleep. That tends to be when I run my repairs. That tends to be my working hour. We also have a pillow up here. I will take the cloth from that as well, because we are going to need a lot of cloth to repair the stuff that we have with us right now. So we've got one locked cabin over here. One can only assume that it is cabin number 3 or 4. Ah, there's the shitty weather we've come to expect. There it is. Thank you for that, Long Dark. You just couldn't let me have an entire day without wind shear, huh? My nose feeling like it's going to rot off. That's fine. Whatever. I respect that. I respect that. Well, one last cabin over here. If this one manages to be fruitful by comparison to its compatriots, I think that we'll be pretty much... Ah, it's not fruitful. Not fruitful at all. Not a single fruit to be found inside that bastard. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to go after some of these fishing huts then. We may also take a little siesta inside of there next to one of the furnaces to get our cold levels back up. Because I think I'm just going to go hit the dam. I think that's essentially where I'm going to set my trajectory towards. We can do that by going through... There's a gap in the rocks back here, unless they filled it in. Oh, yeah, it looks like they filled it in, so I guess we have to go down the train tracks. That is super unfortunate. I am not looking forward to that. That means we're probably going to get bit by wolves, and that's going to be the worst day ever. Not feeling it. Don't want to get bit by a wolf. Not today, not now, not ever. Dog bites hurt, man. Dogs bite hard. A lot of the time, they're just like play bites, but, you know. Ooh, a tin of sardines. A little bit more food over here. An energy bar. Energy bar. Okay, take an energy bar. Sounds good to me. We have fishing tackle. We could technically stay here for a bit if we really need to. I can start a fire on this side pretty easily with accelerant. What are my chances looking like, though, with a book? 90%? I have a lot of books to burn, so let's burn some books and get our cold level back up. Good. Looks like we got a successful fire right there. Let me throw in a couple of books. Nice. Fire log and reclaimed wood. I don't know if we need that much fire, in all honesty. I don't know if that's a thing that we require right now. We could go fishing. That's an option if we were looking for a little bit more food. But instead, while I warm up, I'll probably just run a repair on something that I got going on in here. Seems reasonable enough. Let's go ahead and I will repair you for 25 minutes while I wait for my heat levels to go up. I'll repair you twice if I need to. Sure. Let's go for a second repair then. That 95% repair chance, that was a great way to spend our time. And maybe the weather will be a little bit more generous too. And so by comparison to these are absolutely a lot better. They do raise our encumbrance up ever so slightly. But it looks like the actual weather has decided to give us a break right now. So I'm going to head back around the horn this way. Once I get back around the horn, I'm going to go up to the front end, and we'll go by the ski lodge. And once we get done at the ski lodge, in the next episode, we'll probably head down to the dam and see if we can grab this guy some of the stuff that he needs before this gets any more rowdy, okay? My name is Splattercat. Thank you for stopping on in. This is another episode of The Long Dark. Probably my favorite indie game of all time. There are people who won't agree with me, but I think it's pretty damn awesome. I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. If you want to support the developers, you know how to do that. Jump down below and grab the game. Other than that, if you like what I do here on the channel, you can support that through the Patreon. It's a great way to make sure the channel's not going anywhere. Aside from that, I do Twitch stream, twitch.tv/SplatterCatGaming, as you saw in the splash screen that came up before the video got into full swing. You should stop on in. It's a lot of fun. A lot of good people there. Fantastic people, in fact. I will see you all later. How do, everybody?